This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Frank Smith on Fight Week. Eubank Jr against Conor Benn on the red carpet. Frank, how are you finding it?
I'm good, mate. It's exciting. It's a massive fight week coming up. Ben Eubank, we've been talking about it for a while and it's finally here. Just 5 days to go. Massive, massive night, and looking forward to it.
How much are you looking forward to it? Just being Sunday, out of the way. You know, we know the family history just between you and Chris. Looking forward to it being over?
Yeah, I actually can't wait for Sunday. That's my dream, is get me to Sunday and then I'm escaping to a desert island somewhere for a week, because either way, I'm not winning.
Let's talk about the fight. It's got everyone talking. How well do you think this is being received by the casual audience?
Yeah, 100%. You only have to look at the numbers that that have been across all of our content produced. They were on Good Morning Britain the other day. I think they got a few more bits of programming they filmed that are coming out on terrestrial TV this week. Got the BBC documentary on Wednesday night after the news. I think this should really call the attention of people. I think come Saturday night, there's not going to be many people who aren't talking about this fight.
It's obviously your first pay-per-view on DAZN here in the UK. Has there been any challenges? Have you enjoyed it? How would you assess it so far?
I think the promotion and the work that everyone's done has been a great success. Ultimately that's mainly down to the two men who are in the ring, because they've given us everything we need to sell this fight. They've done everything we've asked of them, and in terms of the DAZN pay-per-view piece, they're ready to go. We've had multiple pay-per-views in the US now. We've had one in the UK, obviously DAZN and their Misfit series with the Wassermans. I think we're ready. We just got to deliver a big number on Saturday.
Now, not everyone is pro this fight. Some people have said they're still intrigued by it, but Paulie Malignaggi said he feels it's a bit of a cash grab. What do you make of people believing that this is just purely for money?
No, I think you're going to see an entertaining fight. I think you got Conor Benn, who's obviously coming up in weight, but he's fast, ferocious. Chris coming down in weight. I think the two of them will match each other perfectly, just like they've done in the press conferences. The characters, the way they are, the way they fight. I think you're in for a great fight on Saturday. So, ultimately, there is a big story behind this from their fathers, but the two of them have built themselves into this position, and the reason they're here, it's not just because of their fathers. They've done the work and put the effort in to get to this point.
Chris Eubank Sr. has again sort of voiced his concerns on the Fight Is Right podcast. He's concerned about brain injuries and the weight making. What do you make of that? Has there been conversations with Eubank Sr. about this fight?
I don't think, obviously Chris Eubank Sr. will have his opinion on things. Ultimately the fight's been made and the deals with Chris Eubank Jr. He's a real true professional. He was 159 pounds in his last fight that was at 160. I think you only have to look at him. He takes his fitness and his training and his health very seriously. So he would have done this the right way. There's no shortcuts for all the social media stuff we see of Chris Eubank Jr. There are no shortcuts in his camp and what he puts himself through. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure he'll have to push himself more than maybe he did in his last fight to get to that 157, but he feels safe and happy and healthy to do it.
Given the numbers you've seen sort of online for this fight, do you feel like this can exceed 500,000 buys? What would be a good minimum target?
Yeah, 100% I believe it can hit those kind of numbers, and they're that's what we're looking to do, if not more. I think the two of these guys together, it interests every audience, every generation. Just look back to their fathers. Probably 60, 70-year-olds now will be tuned into this, as well as the 17, 18-year-olds as well. So I think this is going to do massive numbers, and I think this should really capture the imagination of both boxing fans and casual audience, and the casual sporting audience as well.
Do you think that Sky Sports News will broadcast this fight in terms of promoting it on Fight Week?
Look, you'd hope so. As a dedicated sports news platform, impartial sports news platform for a number of things, you'd hope that they'd choose to cover it. It's a massive event, and I'm sure they will. I think they covered the initial press conference, so I'm sure later in the week you'll see some coverage from them.
Any prediction?
12 rounds, great fight. Don't miss it. DAZN pay-per-view.com. DAZN.com, live on pay-per-view.
Good answer. All right, Frank, just quickly before you go, Fury against Joshua, Eddie said he feels the fight's off as it stands. Can you tell us anything about where we're at with it?
So yeah, I think he was quite clear about it. And I think we're done for December 3rd. Hopefully in the future it's something we can make happen. Let's see.
So moving on to a new opponent for Joshua, December 17th.
Yeah, we've got discussions with the team ongoing, so let's see how things play out. Aim is to get him back in there, get a big win.
Frank Smith, appreciate it.
Cheers.